Good morning. So, I've just been having this reoccurring theme come up in many of my conversations lately regarding this season of wait. And specifically in 2020, when life just seems so much harder with everything around us kind of up in the air, it becomes so much more pertinent to figure out our own purpose. And I've been talking to so many people, specifically women, who are just frustrated with attempting to fill their purpose and see the return on that investment of living in purpose. And I just really had to get this off my chest this morning. There is definitely a delay period between the time of your calling of your purpose to the time of obedience to that calling. How many of us fight that feeling, knowing that we have to be doing something, but it doesn't make sense right now? We don't want to take that leap right now. So there's definitely a delay between the calling and our leap in obedience. And then there's definitely a delay between that obedience and seeing that reward. And with that really on my spirit, I went into prayer and I came out with John chapter 9, verse 13, in which Jesus healed a blind man and on the Sabbath day with mud. He wiped mud on his eyes and the man was healed by faith. The Pharisees were up in arms and upset. Somebody brought them to the Pharisees under the charge that he was healing people on the Sabbath day. And when they asked the man what happened, the man confirmed, Jesus wiped the mud. I'm now not blind anymore and I'm blessed. I take just a bit of a moment, right, to just really consider what Jesus must have felt. Being called by God to take mud. This was unheard of in these days, right? By Pharisee and Jewish law. This man went and made mud by the command of God's grace and his healing powers and went and did the miracle that God asked him to do on this earth. I could only imagine that at times he had to feel crazy. He had to feel frustrated, annoyed with everybody around him, the naysayers in his ear when he knew his calling for God. But what Jesus did was he focused on the promise that cannot return unto God void, for he is not a man. I beg of you to focus on the promise. I beg of you to consider what God has promised you in his word, what he has promised you along the life, the spirit that you feel within you that you know something greater is coming. You need to stand in that purpose, no matter how crazy the task seems or what that leap looks like. If God is venturing you to leap, then leap. But if he's calming you to stay, then stay. Whatever that purpose is, I beg of you to understand that his promise is attached to that. Jesus understood that. He walked around the earth letting people call him crazy all day as long as he was standing in God's perfect will for his life. And that is what makes the fruit bear. That delay in time, it's coming. It definitely is coming, but it's definitely attached to our obedience, our faith, and our resilience. I pray blessings for you all today. I pray that you stand in Jesus' name today and claim the victory that's coming because we've planted the seeds already. It is bound to grow. God's promises cannot return onto him void. Have a blessed day.